We were invited to this heartland of the Italian fashion industry by a fourth-generation family business whose wool fabric, suits and menswear are a benchmark around the world. Ermenegildo Zegna's show took place in a towering industrial yet artistic setting.
When one of the world's greatest menswear brands has a runway show in their hometown of Milano, they don't only think outside of the box, but they do so in spectacular fashion.
The brand's creative director, Alessandro Sartori, chose quite a landscape to debut his made-to-measure collection. An art installation by German sculptor and painter Anselm Kiefer, with a live piano solo to accompany the action.
Anna, it's such a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for your time. Tell us about this wonderful 2017 collection.
Listen, this show is fantastic. I'm amazed by the work that Alessandro Sartori did. I think it's this effortless way to show a new men's wardrobe, something that has never been really shown before. This craftsmanship blended with an innovation and this attitude that the Zegna man has come together in this unbelievable space.
This venue is certainly something very special.
It used to be a hangar where they used to build trains, imagine, and today you have this installation designed and created by Anselm Kiefer, plus all these unbelievable paintings on the wall. It's an inspirational piece, but at the same time, fashion is inspired by art and art inspires fashion. So we couldn't have chosen a better place that is absolutely consistent with all the art projects that we develop in Zegna and that season after season are growing and that our customer can follow in our stores. So when they walk in a Zegna store, they will remind this unbelievable venue.
This exhibit in the Milan store is part of a gallery spread around the globe. But it's the clothes that the fashion media see as art.
Christina, your thoughts on that beautiful Zegna collection?
But it was great. It was a great start for Alessandro. Great fabrics, great shapes, great details. What I really like is that there were a good mix between what you'd expect from Zegna and a little bit of the unexpected. I love the fabrics, which is, well, you may say it's easy when you're talking about Zegna, but I like that it chooses some unconventional fabrics for menswear, and I love the location.
The colors, the silhouettes, I like the whole palette with the gray, the browns, some bluish, petrol, and I always like the winter because it's rich. Yeah, always looking forward to see those shows.
I thought it was incredible. I thought Alessandro Sartori's collection was amazingly beautiful and completely luxurious. Loved the silhouette of the trousers. I loved the tones, like the all-natural tones. I mean, to me it was just incredibly elegant and luxurious.
You know, it's customary for Zegna to kick off Milan Mens Fashion Week, and they've certainly done so again in true style. The venue and industrial gallery space is as exceptional as the collection itself, and I thoroughly enjoyed the show.
The story of the fashion and the art began in 1910 in the Italian town of Trevero at the foot of the Alps. By the 30s, the hall, library, gym, cinema and public swimming pool were all contributed to by Ermenegildo Zegna, thanks to the success of his wool mill and fabric business. This building is like his biography.
The Casa Zegna, here in the heart of the wool mill, or Lanificio as it's known in Italian, was formerly the family home and now offers an understanding of the intricate manufacture process of its quality fabrics, as well as the history and vision of this generational business.
It's a tale told in wool, how one man and his mills grew into the world's largest menswear brand. They control the entire process, from shearing of sheep in Australia to the soft Trevero water used to enhance quality. And La Familia watch over it.
Anna, wonderful to see you again. What brought about the decision to transform your family home into this permanent exhibition space?
Well, Casa Zegna used to be our children's home. It was built actually by my grandfather after he built his own house overlooking the mill, Lanificio. At that time, the vision of the entrepreneur was really to have his home next to the mill, and from his room he could overview all the roofs of the mill. So when later on we thought of what could become this building that at that time was not used as a private house any longer, we felt it was the perfect place to create the home of the history of Ermenegildo Zegna brand. And it was like a treasure hunt for me and my cousins to go and discover precious archives, the private wardrobe of Ermenegildo Zegna, his own shirts, his stick, his hat, and imagine the tons of pictures that we found, letters, documents, movies of the 30s, of the Italian cinema institution. So we found such a rich history behind it that we felt it was so important to create an exhibition for all who want to come and understand what the company history and family history is all about.
Tell me about the history of the wool mill itself.
Well, the wool mill for me is like a second home, and even if I know it since I was a child, it's always exciting and fascinating to walk into it from the very early stages when you start seeing the thread, very, very thin, that is becoming what then the looms weave until the finished fabric. And then what I find fascinating is the final steps. When you touch the fabric that is harsh and hard, and you see it going through the steaming, the washing, and all of these different processes make it become something that you would not even expect. And these women checking every centimeter to see if the fabric is really perfect until it goes then into cutting. So I think that there you really understand the preciousness of a final suit, of a jacket, because imagine that to get a real suit from the shearing of the sheep until the finished product, until we deliver it to our customer, you need 500 pairs of hands that really work on the product, they work on the fabric, and in a way they put their soul into what the customer at the end wears.
And it really has been such an honor to see the process of how your suits are made. It has been eye-opening to say the least, and I'll never be able to look at a suit like that ever again in the same way. And I can definitely see why they say that your suits are bellissimo.
Complimenti, well done. You even learned Italian. Well done.
I try, grazie.
Bravo.
This family have added men's fashion to all the other world-leading exports that Italy has made its fame and fortune on. Bravo indeed.